Sometimes you look at a lens and know exactly what you're gonna get. Very rarely does a tool like this adorable little 17mm f1.8 from TTArtisan really have the capacity to surprise you. It's a fast, pocketable, budget-friendly, wide-angle prime lens for crop sensor, Sony, and Fujifilm cameras. And so you might rightfully think to yourself, we've been here before, I know what to expect, and you'd be correct. There's no clickbaity YouTube hook coming to blow your mind. I'm not gonna insult your intelligence with some bullshit lens review where I pretend to have some kind of higher insight about this tool than you can figure out for yourself. And I think when TTArtisan asked me to take a look at this lens, they knew that they weren't going to get that kind of copy-paste content out of me. So when this thing showed up on my doorstep, I didn't film myself unboxing it. I didn't go through the pomp and circumstance. I threw it in my bag and started just using it in my everyday street photography and videography workflow as though I'd owned it for years. I'm happy to report that it's earned its keep. It held up like a champ. The greatest compliment that I can pay to a lens is that I just don't have to think about it very much. Now, as promised, there's no review, there's no spec list, there's no pros and cons, what I like and what I dislike about the lens. There's just no point in me rehashing the same talking points that you're inevitably going to hear from everybody else who is going to make a video about this lens, which is that it's a lot of bang for your buck, a lot of quality for the price tag attached to it. Instead, I want to talk about some of the days that I brought this lens out with me, some things that I noticed about using it in my workflow, pretending like I'd owned it for years and just, expecting it to sink or swim. Not only is it way more fun to talk about photos than camera gear, but it's also the only way to really understand what a lens is capable of, actually using it. The first time that I took the 17mm out of the house was to document an event in Chicago near downtown. It was a Greek independence parade, just a great opportunity. I talked about it in a recent Snap and Yap to get tons and tons of street reps in. 24 or 25.5mm to be precise is a focal length that I'm very comfortable with, I'm very used to, but I find that having more in the frame is helpful, especially if you're not afraid of cropping your images, doing a little work in post, but I would rather have more than enough than not quite enough, if that makes sense. And for a big event like this that's crowded, tons of people, it's just a no-brainer addition to the camera bag. It also made the ever chunky XH2S a little bit smaller and lighter, which is great for all kinds of street photography and all day shooting scenarios. So there's that. And speaking of the smaller size, I think that is one of the selling points of this lens, so let's talk about it in a real world application. There were some other days that I brought it out just as a compliment to the X100VI. I was shooting with the X100VI, but I was filming with the XH2S for B-roll purposes. So having this lens on the 2S instead of the much larger Sigma 18-50, which I think is about 2.5 times the size of this little 17, it just was about as tolerable as working with two cameras at once can possibly be. But the main day out with this lens that I really want to cover is my absolute favorite session of street photography that I've had recently. It was the first golden hour that I've actually seriously, productively photographed, I think, since we've been here almost. I spent a lot of time walking around downtown. I was in and out of the train stations, taking advantage of my 7-day CTA pass, just absolutely driving the commuters crazy, playing with the sun a lot. Found some alleys over in Chinatown that I had a total field day with. A quick side note, shooting into the sun with this lens is a little bit challenging. I don't know what's going on with the coatings, if it's maybe just the shape of the glass or what, but it's genuinely beautiful what you can get. Some of the sun stars, some of the lens flares, it's just utterly chaotic and gorgeous at the same time. But be prepared to flip over into manual mode because it is difficult to trust the auto exposure in these kind of shooting scenarios with this particular lens. But this is where you really learn a lens. There's nothing else that's going to teach you about what a lens can and can't do other than using it as the one and only tool. No backup plans, no option B, but just you and this lens and, whatever the world throws at you. Clear your schedule, put on some comfortable shoes, and take out one camera, one lens all day long and just pressure test it. You can't really know a lens fully, inside and out, until you've experienced directly firsthand in the real world all of the ways in which it can let you down. I don't think you really learn how to play to a lens's strengths until you've seen its weaknesses. Every tool has things it's suited really well for and not quite as adept at, and that's just the reality. There's no such thing as a perfect lens, perfect camera, perfect tool, and I think that finding out what those gaps and weaknesses are as quickly as possible is really critical, really key to understanding your gear fully. When I say it clicked, when I say it worked for me, that's all well and good, but what does that actually mean? Well, for me, it's the fact that I actually got work that I like with it. Not boring sample images that show you how great it is at being a lens. No, I'm talking about photos and footage that I am genuinely proud of having captured, that make me feel something. And here's another quick thing. It actually made me enjoy using the Fujifilm X-H2S for stills photography. Ordinarily, I despise using that camera for anything outside of video. For the last few weeks, it's been really refreshing to give the X100 a bit of a break and actually shoot stills with the 2S. Just change of scenery, change of pace. It's a lens that just feels so intuitive for me to wrap my head around. And maybe it's too wide for a lot of people, practically speaking, to be an everyday walk-around lens, but for me, it very much can be that and has been that as I've used it as my one and only lens on entire full day street photography sessions. And despite taking thousands of images with this lens, one thing that I really enjoyed using it for was actually video. My principal video lens is the one that I'm filming on right now. It is the Sigma 18-50 f2.8. It's your good classic standard zoom lens. And you wouldn't think that, going from 18mm on the widest end with the Sigma to 17mm in the TTArtisan would be a big deal, and it's not. That extra millimeter does make more of a difference on the wide end, as many of you will no doubt be aware, but it wasn't the focal length that made me love this lens for video. It was the classic single focal length thing that everybody says, where when you have to solve a problem with your feet instead of a zoom ring, you think much more critically about what's in front of you, the composition, what's in frame, what's not. I much prefer primes to zoom lenses. However, shooting 99.999% of my video on a zoom lens, doing video with a prime is just not something that I do a ton of, and having tested it now on this lens in particular for the sake of this video, it's something that I'm definitely going to create more opportunities to do in the future. Yeah, given my track record, not a huge shock that I love primes for video as well as photography, but just a nice reminder that some of the reasons that I do feel the way I do about primes translates over into video mode as well as just stills. When TTArtisan reached out and asked if I was interested in taking a look at this lens, I said, absolutely. Please do not hesitate to send me wide-angle primes anytime you want. And to be honest, I knew almost exactly what I was getting myself into. I've got a 16mm prime. I've got, like I said, the Sigma 18-50. So now I've got a 16mm, a 17mm, and an 18mm. Obviously not an earth-shattering gap in my camera gear ensemble that I've now filled. And the review version of this video, had I gone the more cookie cutter lens video route, would have been all but written in my head before I ever even got my hands on this thing. But actually using a piece of gear, a lens, not just for sample images, not just to see how good it is at being a lens. If you really want to get to know a new piece of gear, my personal advice is to just throw it in the mix and see if it sinks or swims. That's how you go from I have a new shiny thing on my shelf to I have a tool that I know how to utilize. But that's it for me. If you enjoyed this, feel free to, help me out, do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. We've been here before. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon in the next one.